One of the present generally self-evident and obvious-level physicists has examined his examination concerning this issue. Michio Kaku, adored for his magnificent commitments to the fields of actual science, has as of late affirmed that the James Webb Space Telescope has found 6 gigantic, huge frameworks that experts thought couldn't exist. These appraisals can possibly open up new points in our logical comprehension of the universe. It is, thusly, entrancing and worth looking out for these changes. Kaku is a phenomenal figure in the logical field, a physicist of American and Japanese legacy. He is viewed as an expert in both conventional exploratory actual science and quantum mechanics. Unlike a few extra moderate and vigilant investigators, Kaku doesn't have a place with that social event and has been receptive to the bewildering outcomes of the James Webb Space Telescope mission. We are satisfied that this recognized investigator has chosen to end his quiet and straightforwardly share what can never again be denied. The energy and practically most connected with tone of the well-known physicist is clear in his remarks on the revelations made by the James Webb Space Telescope, conveying that this has been the feature that has mixed his advantage. Go along with us to investigate the ramifications of Michio Kaku's exposure of these 6 immense frameworks. Kaku is a researcher who has perpetually been willing to think about new theories. All through his life, he understands that Einstein's speculations of relativity and Newton's regulations are lacking to catch the full intricacy of the universe. Kaku appreciates that the revelations of the new telescope can possibly upgrade the logical field, yet a large number of his accomplices have not had the option to embrace this view. It is causing concern and sleep deprivation among protectors and opponents of quantum mechanics, be that as it may. This simply actuates giggling from Kaku. The JWST has revealed the revelation of 6 enormous universes following as far as possible back to the earliest legends of the universe. Every one of these universes contains a bigger number of stars than our own, notwithstanding having framed just a short time frame after the huge explosion. The gathering of stargazers who made the revelation has named these uncommon universes universe breakers, as their reality would adjust our entire comprehension of the universe. Something fits here no more extended. The hypothesis of the huge explosion lets us know that the universe was a turbulent wreck after the underlying occasion. The principal strong articles required numerous hundreds of years to shape, and it expected unending extra years for those items to arrive at adequate thickness and produce light. The arrangement of muddled structures like cosmic systems should happen a lot later. A portion of the freshly discovered universes outperform the smooth way in size, and their tremendous splendor recommends they were probable framing many new stars consistently, while our system structures stars just discontinuously. It stays hazy precisely when the main universe is shaped. Scientists have not had the option to decide this so far. The main thing that is clear is that from the beginning, there could have been just single stars or gatherings of stars, which at last met up to shape progressively bigger plans, bit by bit prompting the arrangement of bantam systems that accomplished consolidations and gradually developed. By past speculations, profoundly coordinated and huge worlds could never have existed around then, which brings up the issue of whether the universe is a lot more seasoned than recently acknowledged or whether complex toroidal designs developed. What's going on is trying for moderate science, which actually battles with this model, and a few areas of physical science have unequivocally wouldn't acknowledge this disclosure, addressing expected mistakes in the age gauges. Kaku knew about this and had this to say. There are different occurrences of old and deluding speculations that diligently endure because of the conspicuousness of specific experts. Large numbers of these hypotheses were in the end disproven when essential assessment uncovered their errors. Thusly, the key work in any science, particularly in physical science, rests with the experimentalists who keep up with the specialists' genuine truth. On the planet, we have essentially no information on the authentic starting points of the universe. The hypothesis of the huge explosion was laid out in 1927 in light of perceptions of the universe's extension. This data prompted the end that the universe started from a solitary point and has been extending since. At that point, it was moving for individuals and scientists to think about a universe with a start and an end. The chance of a universe that had consistently existed and was boundless in time was past human creative mind. Indeed, even today, specialists actually face challenges getting a handle on it. In any case, re-examining these possibilities is imperative. These notable discernments don't fit by any means with what specialists have depended on for a really long time in the hypothesis of the huge explosion. However, science has displayed again and again that reassessment and receptiveness to clever thoughts are basic pieces of the logical interaction, similarly as much as the certification of specific speculations and perceptions. At the point when Einstein was a youngster, it was acknowledged that the stars and planets were immovably fixed in the universe, and that these specific bodies consumed a characterized space. Nonetheless, we presently realize that all that in the universe is moving. Planets circle, stars move inside their systems at various kilometers each second, and whole worlds move quickly through the universe, the destiny of which we can't yet try and foresee. Today, scientists are tested to acknowledge awkward bits of knowledge, and it is perceived that hypotheses are not surmises and not fundamental insights until they are completely tried or affirmed by exact perceptions. The idea of the enormous detonation emerged from the acknowledgement that universes are getting away from each other, and this distance is corresponding to the separation from Earth. This perception, known as Hubble's regulation, suggested that the universe was growing. For quite a while, factors like enormous microwave foundation radiation and the redshift of light from far-off universes and other cosmological peculiarities seemed to help this hypothesis. Nonetheless, it is critical to recall that previously, individuals who accepted that the Earth was level and that the Sun spun around us likewise had this sort of proof for their suppositions until occasions or mechanical progressions gave a more clear and more exact picture. The present moment, we are seeing a comparable circumstance. Specialists expected the new JWST to affirm the suppositions connected with the enormous detonation. However, all things being equal, they have experienced these 6 universes that appeared to be inconceivable. This advises us that science is constantly advancing and that analysts should be available to new revelations and reconsider existing hypotheses in view of accessible proof. Scientists use redshift as a device to decide explicit amounts in the investigation of the universe. Redshift, otherwise called the Doppler impact, alludes to the adjustment of the shade of light as the light source and the onlooker move comparative with each other. To comprehend this, you can envision halting and watching a vehicle coming towards you. As the vehicle moves towards you, you hear the motor getting stronger. Be that as it may, when the vehicle passes you or moves away, the motor sound changes. This is on the grounds that the sound differs as the vehicle moves. The equivalent is valid for light. At the point when a light source, for example, a far-off star, moves towards us, the light we see shifts towards blue tones. On the other hand, when the light source creates some distance from us, the light moves towards redder shades. This peculiarity is called redshift. Physicists have changed over redshift values into speeds and distances for estimating computations in the investigation of the universe. Notwithstanding, it is critical to take note of that little mistakes in these estimations could have huge ramifications. The estimation procedures recently utilized are as of now under audit, and it is charming to see what results specialists will show up at concerning the most recent revelations associated with our universe. It is essential to consider whether these results are really founded on redshift blunders or whether few researchers are basically denying current realities. This is an inquiry that requires exhaustive evaluation and cautious survey of the information and strategies utilized in the examination. As logical request propels, the revelations made by instruments like the James Webb Space Telescope every now and again challenge our suspicions about the universe. The new disclosure of 6 monstrous universes following back to the early accounts of the universe is one such model. These worlds, which oppose customary hypotheses of cosmic system arrangement, bring up basic issues about the course of events and components associated with the improvement of gigantic designs. The James Webb Space Telescope, a replacement to the Hubble Space Telescope, is furnished with state-of-the-art innovations that empower it to peer further into space and see with excellent clearness. Its capacity to identify light from the far-off scopes of the universe gives stargazers a window into the past, permitting them to concentrate on systems that shaped billions of years prior. The disclosure of these antiquated and monstrous universes challenges existing models, which foresee that such enormous designs ought to have framed a lot later in the universe's set of experiences. The implications of these disclosures reach out past cosmology and into the domain of central material science, convincing researchers to re-examine laid-out hypotheses about the early universe, including the hypothesis of the enormous detonation, which sets that the universe started from a solitary point and has been extending since. While observational proof, for example, the grandiose microwave foundation radiation and the redshift of far-off universes, at first upheld this hypothesis, the revelation of cosmic systems that show up excessively mature for their age muddles the story. Michio Kaku, an unmistakable physicist known for his work in hypothetical physical science and famous science, has commented on these turns of events. Kaku, known for his capacity to associate complex logical ideas with public clarifications, perceives the amazing capability of the JWST disclosures. Not at all like a portion of his more wary partners, Kaku embraces that earth-shattering perceptions ought to incite modifications in logical reasoning. He has accentuated the significance of exploratory proof in molding how we might interpret the universe, featuring that speculations should persistently develop to oblige new data. The discussion lighted by these disclosures mirrors the unique idea of logical request. On one hand, there are safeguards who contend that the revelation of early monster systems recommends a more extended course of events for grandiose development than recently suspected. This point of view difficulties the customary view that cosmic systems foster bit by bit north of billions of years through consolidations and the consistent development of more modest items. Then again, cynics alert against hurriedly disposing of laid-out models in view of restricted observational information. They advocate for a mindful methodology, recommending that peculiarities in information understanding or estimation blunders could make sense of the wonderful discoveries. Redshift, a peculiarity saw in the light transmitted by far-off universes, assumes an urgent part in these cosmic examinations. As cosmic systems get away from Earth, the light they transmit shifts towards